Yeah, stream running. There is there is a bit of a pantheon. I'm still trying to flesh it out. Also, hello Twitch. Throw people in. So far, all I've really got worked out is like there's a god of death, obviously, and or goddess as it were, and David Bowie. That's all I got so far. Working on
David Bowie.
Yeah, just David Bowie. I was gonna use a picture as David Bowie as Mephistopheles and create something, but like you know what, it's just gonna be straight up David Bowie.
That's beautiful. Oh, I can't remember the.
It's the god of Stardust. Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the evil organization from Venture Bros, but David Bowie was one of the founding members in that world too, of like the super evil organization.
Treasure.
I think it was also maybe discovered that he was possibly a doppelganger that has been masquerading. We don't know, but at very least David Bowie can shapeshift into an eagle. Venture Bros is wild.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Oh, it's a great show.
Shall we set it on fire?
No, please don't. I like it.
2 days late for that shirt being appropriate.
Shut up.
Fight the power, man.
Black Sabbath is appropriate any day, every day.
Doesn't that say Black Panther?
Yeah, it does, but it's in the same style as Black Sabbath.
I'm like, wait a minute.
It's an homage to both. You got the upfront Black Panther, obviously, and then the style is the same style as the album cover of one of the Black Sabbath albums. I think it's one of their like collection albums they did. I'll find the picture.
My life shirt. That way I can say I have a life. Shirt.
I'm wearing a shirt that says socially awkward because I am socially awkward.
Self-labeling, I see.
Yes.
I am wearing a shirt that would talk to your shirt because it says "Be kind."
Now, which shirt is that talking to? Life or Black Panther?
Both.
Or socially
Oh, okay.
awkward.
Hey,
I think we're
Black
telling a story with
Panther-
our shirts
Oh,
But-
yeah, I guess I forgot about my shirt, huh?
Black Panther's
I'll
Awkward.
be right back.
here. He's gonna go put a shirt on.
Trinket, will you leave that alone? Knock it off. Behave.
Yeah,
I'm
here.
trying to play. Well, not yet, but I'm going to be playing. You need to behave.
All right, I'm gonna post it in No Mike. See, this is the album that it's themed after. It's that same font style.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, yeah, we're streaming. We should probably stop talking about shirts, huh?
Oh, well, you see, it's
Probably.
important at the beginning. Get it all out of your system so he can settle down. That's what I believe, anyway. So
I will try not to talk to my cat mid-session.
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous. There's one podcast that I like, and literally the DM brings up a topic, they go on about it for 30 or I don't know, like 30, 20 minutes, and then start playing.
Yeah. Stuff. It breaks the ice. It, not all you talk regularly, so.
Yeah, except that I want to know more about the mystery of the Night Floors and the Yellow King and everything going on with that. I just want to know about Carcosa.
Well, so as we last left off, there rumble underground. So.
His alarm clock finally went off.
Mr. Moore back. How is everybody?
Good. Tired.
Character sheets up.
Yes.
Various states of doneness.
I do now.
I have a stack of them now.
Well, that's good.
And I hath returned.
Oh,
The lid
yeah.
from a Gatorade. Staplers across the room, and I'm not getting up. So
Well, actually, I
Use the
prefer
force,
to do
Jeff.
the Kool-Aid Man thing where I just burst through a wall.
yeah,
Oh
Stop.
yeah.
Stop taking from Macho Man.
I feel like that they're brothers, so one's always trying to
No,
one up
brother.
the other.
No, that's Hulk Hogan's thing. Brother is Hulk Hogan's thing. you,
No, they are
you-
brothers. They aren't, Actually, Macho Man also said brother a lot too.
Nah, that's true. He also did. But I always remember Hulk Hogan more so the one saying that.
Brother.
Probably be. Yeah, like that.
Because they were always trying to one up each other. So. Oh, attitude error. That was it. I think printed properly, despite the printer kept saying that not printing it. It ended up printing. Good on you, printer.
Well, that's good.
I
Bar's
finally
got like
realized it's
6
okay
pages.
to lie down on my desk instead of just sit on it.
I missed that. Why are you lying down on your desk?
No. Marge, my cat.
Oh, that makes infinitely more sense. Sorry, I was looking at my character sheet and got distracted.
Fair enough.
Okay. Buddy? I guess I can set this one aside since he's not here. Stapler later, which will simplify things further. So you're back, Mr. Sai. Everyone that
In
is
one way
here
or
is
another.
present.
And maybe one day, even president.
Last we left off, and I guess Twitch wouldn't know this because I had audio difficulties that I don't seem to have this time. Yeah, you guys did a battle. Some rusty iron golems. And
mephit things, chain mephits.
yeah, chain methods. And emerged victorious, having come into contact with a new friend named Helios. After his ordeal, he's rather tired. He's
I
gonna.
swear, if he takes a nap, he's encroaching on someone else's spot.
It's not a nap. It's a rest. It's a rest. Rest. And so the Cauldron Born, or the Black Cauldron rather. Cauldron Born is Mr. R himself. The Black Cauldron just stops, locks in place, and you can hear just as frustrated, Tinker stinks, from inside. And there was a rumble underground that was noticeable by the time the session ended.
All right, who's hungry? Whose stomach was that?
It's not a stomach.
I just look at blues.
It wasn't me. I don't need to eat.
Don't.
Well,
I still kind of look a little suspicious, but okay.
And I also don't fart. Jeez.
Now I look very suspicious.
Sunglasses.
Okay, but we need to figure out what the heck that was.
Most likely, yes. I mean, if it wasn't you, it's got to be something interesting.
as
I'm very interesting thinking as he folds his arms.
I apologize. Yes, you are very interesting, but it's got to be something interesting that we don't know about.
He just nods his head.
you would hope. Um, so as whatever the rumbling gets nearer, as far as you can, like, hear a building collapse. Town's not doing so good. Like last time you were here, like it was not exactly a posh town, but it's shape, good repair. But clearly, it's seen 3 years of so. I would say that the rumbling is coming from visually trying to fix your locations. You're all more or less in front of the crawler. And it would be coming from behind the direction that Helios came from. Facing away from the crawler would be the left.
All right. We still need to set up some sort of helping the people in this area. I guess I can go scout if we want, or side you want to scout or come with, or I don't know.
I'll go take care of scouting. You lead the efforts at the crawler. Make sure we get as many people in as we can. Possibly see if we can get some way to get Mr. Barr back into the crawler.
Yeah. I wonder if I can drag that thing. All right, people, you heard the vampire. Let's go.
There is
Lyra steps forward and said, "I'll join you in scouting. Let's see if we can find anybody."
Right.
Here.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Lumi would like to see if she can tip over Mr. Barr so she can help lift Barr into the crawler.
Emily walks over and says, "I'll help too."
Okay.
There is like loading equipment, like gantries and stuff in the crawler. I mean, the cauldron is roughly 1 story tall and mostly cast iron, so it's a little
I love
heavy.
how their solution. Their solution is to tip it over,
Let's
not
go
to
tip
like
it over.
try to direct it or anything.
Well,
Just
they
we're
aren't
just gonna knock
engineers. as
Okay.
you
Tip it over and
as you start
crack the armor.
pushing on it, Scrapbert comes out and says, there's a better way of doing that." And
Yeah, but this is more fun.
it roll 2d6.
Oh,
Pushing
heck
on.
yeah. Well, it's a 9.
There too.
Oh, okay. So both of us. Okay, sorry. 1 second. 2d6. Did you say? Sorry.
Yep.
All right. 1 minute. Get my online dice. And I got a 7.
Sorry. Okay.
I got a 6.
Right. So, you're still standing on it, and you just start kind of pulling on it beneath your feet. I mean, it's not doing anything. It looks comical, and Anna, you have like at least you're on the ground and you're kind of shoving against the leg. And, I mean, it's still not really doing anything. It weighs several tons. And Blue's like he's got the perfect leverage and everything. But again, it weighs several tons, so he just manages to not you didn't strain your weakened heart with this, so
If
you
I
did
had
well, but
if I had my heavy water, this would be a piece of cake. All right, what's your idea, Scrapper?
using the loading gear that's made for the cauldron crawler.
That's a ridiculous idea. We should use the loading gear to put it back in the crawler.
Luckily, Scrapbert will be supervising this operation. The
I'd like
others,
to throw a rock at Blues.
don't we all? Anyway, go ahead, roll me 2d6. Must have a rock in your pocket though, because you're still on top of the crawler.
I gained one from my trip off of. I thought I was on top of the cauldron.
That's what I meant, cauldron. Yeah.
I got 8.
All right. You can roll to dodge or notice or.
I'll have to roll to notice because I probably don't.
Okay.
I have the armor
Roll.
of 3, my dude. And that's without my shield.
Think. Roll a wisdom plus 0, so just 2d6.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. A 5.
Yeah, it just planks off of your.
Your
But
insult has been denied.
it's a good clang. Yeah, the others as you investigate. Helios was with Johnny Law, a fellow resembling Mr. Hero. At the end of last session, when War Machine saw Johnny Law, he ran into the crawler. Not quite screaming, but not in a very dignified manner. And also there is, on the name, of course, a dragon folk. They haven't introduced themselves, so there's a dragon folk. Johnny Law literally has Johnny Law written on his chest, so.
I'm going
Oh,
to
no, wait, they
assume
did
that.
introduce themselves in it, so yeah, you would name. I don't.
Does Johnny Law have a metal mustache?
Yeah, much
Like
like
a
Mr.
handlebar?
Heroes. It's more.
Oh,
It is more handlebar shaped, whereas Mr. Heroes kind of swoops out. This is just more of the coming down mustache.
beautiful.
Because a good mustache is a sign of good law enforcement. They felt that was symbolically important.
Not nowadays, but once upon a time.
Kava, that's it. Kava. Dragon Oak Kava. I want to say Dragonborn because they aren't. We aren't bee folks.
Okay, I'll try to remember that, and it should be pretty easy because one of my former roommates drinks that stuff. It's disgusting.
Gatorade?
You know, Pava.
Oh. So, the rumbling, it gets nearer. It's now hard to say, considering how sound travels through the ground and all, but it definitely seems to be coming from the street or the crawler.
I will go investigate what it is.
You guys scout around, like doesn't seem to be anybody else in town. Anyone would like to do their sheesh. Almost like I'm not a morning person.
Imagine that.
Or I have to player moves here. Apparently. You have to start working on session stuff, but I do want to handle that more in Discord messaging better. Just want to bring that up because I just saw it on the sheet. It's a thing that happens. Yeah, if you have any you'd like to do, or
So just to make sure, because I didn't understand, when Sai and I were scouting, we got closer to the rumbling then?
yeah, and it kind of passed beneath, and it's now like coming from beneath the street in front of the crawler. Not really beneath anybody, but it's a so the crawler was Main Street of Dusty Hollow. I guess not everyone knows this. It kind of just cuts downtown and ends in the sheriff's office. You guys were helping people that were trapped in the sheriff's office. So halfway down the street of several city blocks is where the crawler stopped and disgorged the cauldron ball. Then somewhere between that and the building, it's more noticeable, like you could see the ground shaking.
Can I use discern realities on the shaking?
Yeah,
Is that an appropriate use of that?
absolutely.
Okay. Can I use it with, what's that move called? The Sounds of Silence as well?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Yay. Okay, I get to roll. I'm rolling with my new dice. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
It's your dice.
That is so +2. So that is a 10? Oh, I win. I win. I got a 10. I barely win, but I win.
Like that was just I win.
You got
I
a
win. I got a 10. That means I get 3 questions because I got +2.
I will be updating the discern realities questions because there's not enough options there, you know.
Oh,
But
but
go
so
ahead.
at the moment, I should just go ahead and pick from what I've got.
Yeah, or feel it's something along the line.
I don't know that one. Okay, so what is about to happen?
What is about to happen? Is a vehicle of some sort is about to emerge from.
Okay. What is not what it appears to be? Is there any secrets here?
It's great because I will handle that in the text.
Oh, okay.
That way. And third question?
And I'm gonna kind of edit this one. Is there anything here that I should be paying attention to that I am not necessarily going to see immediately with that nobody else would be able to see immediately?
Okay.
Word it that way.
Um,
Does that work?
yes, it does.
Okay.
You can take a +1 forward when acting on answers. Meaning if I make you roll on something, you get +1.
Okay.
Question.
Would that one be in text too, or?
Yeah, I'll handle those in text.
Okay. Also, if anyone's curious, my new dice got a 6, so
Nice.
I am very happy with it. It's my new purple dice, so I'm like, yay! Expensive dice did good.
Good.
The other one got a 2, but that's fine. The 6 was fine.
So you ordered it loaded the right way.
I did.
Knowing me, if I were to order dice like that, I'd load it the wrong way.
Sometimes
Snake
you don't want
eyes
to.
every time.
Sometimes you don't want to roll 2 6s. You'll end up killing someone.
Yeah. Funny how that works.
That
Yeah.
sounds like somebody knows this from previous experience.
Yeah, or rolling too low and hurting a comrade.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Shooting
but
them in the
that
head
was
with a cannonball.
that was the best ever.
That was so funny.
That was
was.
amazing. Oh my god.
Like
That was like my
the
favorite thing all session.
the entire time it's all like slow motion, and I just have like the song like da 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 da, da like, in my head as it's all playing out in slow mo.
Yeah. Mm.
Ping.
That it was so good.
The
Also,
Halo
I
God
had
that
the
hurts.
session, and I was giving them a lowdown on the session, and one of the things was, and one of the players got hit in the head with a cannonball, and everybody was just like, "Hold up, no, you need to explain that one in more detail."
Fine. Is there some sort of achievement for that? There should
Yeah.
be.
There should be. Yeah.
Well, we do have
Okay,
inspiration.
so
Can
I
we
think
call
that
it?
is worth an inspiration point.
Can we
what
call
was
it
that?
the Patriot?
I think that
Oh,
is
What's
my
an
worth.
inspiration point?
goodness.
I think
I missed something.
I feel like how that went down that Anna should have an inspiration point. How all that went down. An inspiration point allows you to roll any roll.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Huh?
consolation prize, Anna.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm like, wait.
It's
So
something epic happening. I'm rewarded.
yes. So Lyra sharply turns and looks towards the pixie dust saloon, looking upwards towards the top floor of it.
Do you see something there?
Maybe. Lyra kind of trails off and then starts walking just towards the saloon, walking fast and purposefully.
And gonna need everyone to roll a d6. Or
Just
2d6
one?
rather.
Oh, I was about to say. Let's see if
Now,
my
when you
wife
mean
likes me again.
when you mean present, do you mean like just Sai and Laura, or do you mean everybody?
Everyone was in the street, so
No.
Okay.
just roll the same
I-
thing twice. Don't do this, dice.
I got 8, but I get a +1 because I'm acting on a thing, right?
Yes. Yes.
Then I got a 9.
I got a 9.
Oh, check us out. 9 buddies.
9.
9. Thank you.
9! We just need one more.
Yeah,
Uh,
one more would have been cool, but 9 is fine.
I got a 6.
Hey, you know what's super cool? All of us got things that are multiple of 3s, and I'm filling
Got a
in the
6.
first one.
Got a
Oh,
3.
Yeah.
3, 6,
That
9,
sounds
9.
about right.
Lumi?
8.
Ah, you ruined it.
You broke it.
I'm sorry.
It's
It's
okay.
fine.
We'll just never forgive you.
Well, you ate 9, so
Dude,
Eh.
well, you're now officially the Pac-Man of the group, whatever that means.
And
Yes.
the last 9 that you all wanted.
You you hear the ground breaking first, and you manage to brace yourself, holding on to the chains that are being attached to the cauldron. Brain is Anna. You aren't so lucky. You stumble. You're
man.
sitting on the ground. You aren't hurt. Mr. Barr and Lyra they're fine. Just, quiet in their stance and kind of ride it out. And as you fall flat on your feet, take a point of damage.
Haha, armor.
No, you take a point of damage. You hit hard.
But I have 3 armor. Can it
Yeah.
be emotional damage because my glasses get cracked?
Which is why it's like, it's a very loud thud, but
All right, listen.
I got a 4 for damage on you, so you take a point.
Okay, well, I just assumed you didn't remember and stuff. Fine, I guess.
I'd rolled, if I rolled max damage, it would have been the building collapsed on you. So just feel grateful.
I don't know. I'm all about buildings collapsing. You know that. It's my favorite thing.
That was a very interesting situation to return to.
So from the ground pops a. Gotta be careful how I reference things because you guys don't know all my references, but here has seen the original Ninja Turtles cartoon.
Not
Sorry.
all of it.
I've seen enough to know that it's pretty awesome.
Okay, I'll have to find a picture. The Shredder had a vehicle for traveling underground. This looks very much like that vehicle.
Oh, it doesn't look like the Underminer from Incredibles 1 and 2.
I was about to say that.
I didn't understand the joke until I was much older, and I'm like, this is the best character, and I can't wait for the second movie. And then he's just sidelined immediately. I'm like, dang it.
Right?
He was a great villain.
Not the turtle. It's basically a large cylinder with a corkscrew on the front of it.
Oh.
The physics
Okay.
of it never worked, but It pops out of the ground. Yeah, I'm not finding a picture. I'll have to find one later.
Well, the attack track
Or I'll
probably
probably
makes
just
less sense than that one.
I'll probably just describe it in such a way Mr. Barr will just model it. That'll be better. So, it pops up from kind of at an angle and settles on the ground in front of you. It is kind of steaming as it vents, and before I get to what happens next, it reacted anyway.
Annalie just gets up and brushes off her pants and her shirt and looks at it with concern.
Oh, yeah, I found
Immediately
it.
pulls out gun.
Stand up, look horrified that my glasses have been cracked, and then they take them off facing away from everyone and put on a new pair. And then they go ding.
Can I secretly grab a photo of him without his glasses out of spite?
My glasses, I can't be seen without my glasses.
Um,
This is a Johnny Bravo reference, greatest character of all time.
well, you do have. Yeah, you have painting skills. Paint it later. Saw. Go ahead, roll 6. See what.
Don't want to come up with his eye color. I don't know what it is.
Brown.
No.
Except for
Brown because you're full of shit.
Oh, come on.
I got a 4. Oh,
You got a what?
I mean,
I got a 4.
Okay, you
Oh, thank
didn't
goodness.
see, but you're allowed to imagine anything.
Also, is that it?
Yeah,
Ah,
it's really awkward
so good
image
at
of it
finding
too.
stuff.
Yeah, they got around and somehow never collapsed all of New York with all their traveling around by this thing that digs large boreholes.
It has a name. Transport module or module? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. Modal? I don't know. It has a name, man.
Corkscrew's not big enough for the size of the cylinder behind it. But we won't get into that.
Ah, yes. Please tell us about Ninja Turtle physics.
specifically how the mutagen turned regular turtles into almost
Oh,
human-sized.
But I wish
I'm
the
more
toys.
interested in Ice Cream Kitty.
I just
What the
wish
heck happened there?
I just wish the toys had better articulation. I've always wished that. Like they could barely move. Anyway,
The most stiffest ninjas you'll ever meet.
anything else?
Can we take a moment and get some bagpipes for the broken glasses? So just amazing
No.
grace.
No.
Say thank you. A moment of silence. Shut up, Cricket.
Annalie is now looking through her bag of tricks, so to
Okay.
speak.
Right, so you're all more or less prepared. You're doing that thing in like the end of Avengers when they're all draw their weapons and
Yeah.
on Loki as he's on the ground and
Blue sneezes when the camera pans to him. Just hear from off camera. Cut! We gotta take it over, guys. Back from the top.
it's not a gif of find a gif from. Okay.
Okay. Isn't that just the way it bees?
Anyway, the hatch opens and you see a flash of white fabric. and ramp stairs hop down. And out steps Carrie McDougal. Some of you recognize.
Can I get a quick refresher? I've been stuck singing the same song for 3 years. I forget some stuff.
I mean,
Is she the sheriff?
yes. She's like your buddy, Blues.
Yeah, okay, I remember her.
There,
For
I think there's a picture of her somewhere.
Yeah, she's the one that gave me the job, and then I had to fight a big bull, and then the bull had some problems afterwards.
Yeah, sure. Carrie McDougal's in World. But yeah, she certainly is very haggard and worn and disheveled. But when she smiles, like, oh yeah, that's Carrie. You know, it's like, oh, yep. For a moment, you're like, I think I know this person. But I mean, you wouldn't forget Blues. Blues wouldn't
It's been a
forget.
rough
How
3
about that?
years.
Moments for you, but there's a rough few moments.
It feels like 3 years when you're singing that song.
It wasn't Come Sail Away, right?
If I knew
That's
the
right.
entirety of that song, I'd have to sing the whole thing.
Parody that song. I'm immune.
I sing.
Sure, there's no. It may have been forgotten. Okay. Those of you who don't know, This a disheveled-looking person holding up a white piece of cloth comes out of this machine that popped out of the ground. She's got a torn and ripped long coat on, for typical dungarees and blouse, and very large gun strapped to her hip. But she's in the holster, and you can tell that it's strapped down, so it's not like ready to go. That's who appears from the transport mod first.
This town ain't big enough for the two of us. As I put like my hand to my gun.
At this point, you get a quick rundown of what some of the NPCs are doing. Periwinkle is landed to get a high vantage point, and War Machine is inside the crawler hiding, and Anchor is just doesn't know what to do. It's like, do I get to fight more? His friends. So he's sort of remember in Toy Story when Rex would kind of do this with his hands and oh boy kind of thing. Yeah, he's doing that. It's everybody. It's a lot of people. It's everybody you can see in here.
What is Scrapper doing? I need to know.
Helping load the crawler. Scrapbird is busy. Although you do hear Scrapbird say, "Oh hi, Carrie," as continues to hook chains up and start to lift Cauldron in the crawler.
So how's it been?
Are there any reactions?
No, that's my reaction after I do a stupid joke.
Yeah, but do you like? All right, so you made your joke. Carrie, she's smiling, and also crying, and also just sort of sits down really hard and says, "Of all the people, you're the last person I expected to see. All of you. What the hell, guys?"
Well, two things. A, expect the unexpected. We all know that. And second of all, we've kind of been stuck singing the same song. Well, sorry, I've been stuck singing the same song for 3 years. This is what I think. Everyone says it was moments, but it was 3 years, I tell you.
Um, A- Anna Lee stops rummaging through her bag, walks over, and offers a hand, saying, "Nice to meet you."
She takes your hand and says, "Oh, it's very nice to see people that aren't trying to kill us." Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Yes, not trying to kill you yet. I told you this town ain't big enough. As
Shut-
he
She kind of wipes a
I
tear and
keeps
says,
his
"Shut up, Pipsqueak."
I keeps his rifle at low ready, walks up and is like, "Quit while you're behind, kid."
that's why I run real good. Because I can always catch up. Anyways. And I'm a robot. Steamborg. And he just just says nonsense and then just stops.
Lyra is still back by the saloon, looking a little uncomfortable and maybe a little lost now.
If you want a drink, just go in and get one.
No,
Don't
looking
recommend it. They
specifically at like
poisoned our water
everybody
supply.
interacting with Carrie and being like, I don't know this person.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Person. They're armed.
And dangerous, but not to us.
Yet.
See,
I
he
mean-
gets it.
It's better than who knows what's gonna happen when you guys run into her again.
I don't want to think about that. So, how's your 3 years been?
Now, 3 years. I mean, been 3 years. Well, bit of an exposition dump coming, and I'm gonna use the restroom before that. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
Oh, good.
Exposition dump. Ooh. Exciting.
I'm just gonna do a thing.
Also, people with a little more experience with this game, when the discern realities, the take +1 forward, does that only work on the first time you act on it, or does it
I
just
think it's the first time you act on it.
Dang it.
No, forward, I'm pretty sure is continual. But you have to make sure you're acting on something that you know.
okay? So something that you learned from specifically from that discern realities role.
Hmm.
Gotcha. That's exciting. My new dice like me, guys. That's cool.
Excellent.
Excellent indeed. Spout lore. Hmm.
Yes.
I'm looking at my ability. I'm looking at the things that we can do. Okay, I'm
No,
still getting used
sorry.
to the game system.
No, you're completely fine. I'm laughing at a message. Is
Oh,
Ah, welcome.
hello, hello.
I have finally made it off of work.
hi.
It's all good.
Helios has recovered from his exhaustion. Stood up.
And
Hi,
he's ready
Helios.
to hear the exposition.
Hello.
You came for the most important part.
Yeah, to paint the scene, the rumbling that you heard last time was a transport module that pops out from the ground in the street, bearing a very disheveled looking brain work woman. Why was that hard?
Well then.
Women are hard to think about. It's okay.
I don't think in genders. Anyway,
Exactly.
so that's less all that happened, other than having some attention drawn to the saloon.
To the what?
Saloon.
Lyra glances briefly at Helios as he recovers, but since Carrie, was it Carrie?
Yeah.
Is not, since she doesn't know Carrie and thus doesn't have anything to say to her, she returns back to her path going into the saloon.
Okay.
Looking for stairs.
So I'll get through Carrie briefly explaining what's going on in that.
Okay.
So Carrie grabs a canteen from just inside the tunnel and takes a long drink out of it and says, "Oh, I hope you guys have fresh water." And well, a lot happened after you guys left. The military came down, and that wasn't such a big Captain, you and I worked something out, and pretty much, thought that was more or less the end of it until, woke up and the town's being demolished by golems. And a very pompous, self-important man by the name of, what's his name? Nicholas? Yeah, he declared the entire town be a terror cell or something.
Oh yeah, I'm not in there.
Dan Roebuck, he helped us get away, but and she looks at Blues and says, "But he didn't make it."
Hmm.
And just most of the others, I got them to safety, but couldn't just. I got nowhere to go, so I came back here.
Well, we have something of a mobile base of operations.
Been out of contact with everyone, and
Question.
yes,
Was this individual, by any chance, Nicholas Victor Fast?
yes, that was the one. Very, very
Interesting.
she's like working to find a polite word. Very well starched individual.
Mhm.
Did Helios ever get a name for the dude who came on that stage?
No, they never said their name.
Oh, okay.
But the mention of well starched does make you think of him.
Yeah, no, when you said pompous dude and just came in like, you are all terrorists, the first thing that popped up in my head was, is it that dude? Do I know who they're talking about?
I'm doing my job properly then. And anyway, Kari was just like, so I just been waiting here, I guess. It's my home, and I've never really been an outlaw before. And I would have asked the pirates for help, but uh, you say you were singing for 3 years. Finally, her brain catches and goes, "Wait a minute."
Well, that's what I think happened. Everyone else says we just basically like. Do you know that one comic book, the MCU?
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
the marvelous multi unicorns. Wait, no, that's not what it is. I'll get around to figuring what that is in a minute.
It's the
Anyways, you know,
that's the MMU.
yeah, you're right. Wait a second. Multiple carnivorous unicorns. Yeah, you know the multiple carnivorous unicorn comics.
There are multiple of them?
Yeah, there is like 5 of them, and they would like combine together to make a gigantic robot. It was an offshoot of this different comic that I really like. Anyways, but that one was like 5 cool guys who fought the Bretter.
Redder.
Yeah, there was this guy named the Bretter, and then they had to fight the Quans. It's always misspelled wrong, and then they had to fight the word of steak. It was this really cool comic. Anyway,
Instead of
it's a
instead
whole
of
thing.
instead of beauty marks, it's like demonic sigils. You know?
Jeez. But anyways, no. So
Very
so
smart.
yeah, so in the MCU, you know how when like the big bad guy like snapped his fingers and then like the characters like jumped forward in time.
Kari's like, I found it very inconceivable considering he had hooves. But yes, I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. It was kind of like that, but for us.
Oh,
But apparently it involved singing too.
Right. I was singing the whole time we were in some parallel universe, and but everyone else apparently doesn't remember any of that. At this point, I think he's just
No, you
convinced
were
himself.
singing when you pushed the button, and
Um,
you continued singing when we reappeared.
Yeah, but I was in a different part of the song.
as you guys argue, Kari just starts laughing.
this
As almost 3 years of pent up, terror just releases in long, loud outburst. And we're on to our immortal alchemist here is
that is not the weirdest thing I've heard this month.
so we get on to Lyra here, who's gone into the saloon. The saloon is remarkably intact, other than having a large chunk out of the front of it. There seem to be few bullet holes through the mirror that backplaned the tavern. And but the stairs going up look okay.
Okay. Lyra climbs the stairs without hesitation.
Okay. And I'm
Make me roll.
not yet.
Dun dun dun.
Suspense.
Gotta get staples put in the papers. Let's see here.
While he's doing that, I ran a really goofy one shot that was all the players here. Well, I guess like not all the players here, but anyways, us playing through a comic book that he was reading to a different character, and that's what that nonsense was about.
Gotcha.
I'd love to run that system again. It's called All Out of Bubblegum, and it's like literally one of those like 1 page role playing systems. Like the rules are super simple and it's meant to be ridiculous.
Intriguing.
And it's a reference to my favorite line in cinema because I've come here to do 2 things, and one of them was All Out of Bubblegum. The whole thing. It's great. I love that movie. Let me rephrase that. I love that line. That movie is awful, but I watched the entire movie because I had that one line.
Got a message from someone I need attention to. Okay, yeah, you guys, street. I mean, Carrie's definitely still laughing. If you wanted to take a moment to rest, you can.
Is it like a maniacal laughter, or is it,
It is. I've spent 3 years on the run, and now I'm finally safe. And someone said something stupid. Laughter.
Oh, beautiful. So just a little tinge of craziness. I hope it's
That
not
sounds like a dolphin.
What was that?
I believe could. Safe to say you can make.
Sounds
camp.
like a cackling dolphin, and that's a very strange combination.
You make camp if you want.
Yeah, I suppose we should definitely do that. Is there like a lot of people here that we're kind of like trying to help, or I guess like civilians, or is it basically just us?
It's just you. She did mention getting the survivors to safety and then returning.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. I guess let's make camp, and we should make some sort of fortifications in case we are accosted, because people like revenge. I wouldn't know anything about that.
That sounds like a lot of energy.
To look up something. Forgot how. Oh man. It's okay. Everything happens at once, don't it?
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
usually.
I'm just questioning what the hell's happened to this government.
It's today.
Government? Listen, I can tell you this government's the same as every other government I've come in contact with. They have some stupid reason to fight, and people like us get caught in the middle of it.
I was living peacefully for several years, and then all of a sudden, everything just hit the fan.
Peacefully.
Ships shooting down upon the city that they were supposed to protect. Not even the police knew what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
Looks over at the robot.
There are multiple. Johnny
I'm
Law?
trying to. No, I'm trying to. Johnny Law,
Yeah.
the robot that the rabbit showed up with. Also,
I
the
still have
Dragon
a
Sword.
soccer game. I still have a soccer game to settle. Of course, that'll be after we get everything set up, but I don't think I've forgotten.
A soccer game?
We just have to
Huh?
wait a few more sessions and you'll forget.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to remind myself some way every time. Oh, I know how I'm gonna remind myself. Going over to the character sheet. I'm gonna put let's see here. Motivations. So
It mysteriously gets deleted.
Not to neglect you guys too much. But yeah, as you guys are catching up, the this is why I don't normally do mornings. the transport module, it kind of gives out a whine and then just shuts off.
That's supposed to do that, right?
No, I kind of burned what I could to get up to whatever was going on up here. I heard doubts picked up the fighting, and I thought, man, if the golems are on a rampage, there must be someone here. They might need help,
and then we didn't need help because we're just so cool. And he does a thumbs up.
Yeah. Awkwardly sticks a thumbs up.
You can't do a thumbs up without having confidence behind it, man. And then he walks up to him and like tries to show him how to like do like a solid thumbs up and like tries to instruct him on how to better thumbs up in the future.
I can't narrate what the rest of you can't see, so that does make this a little awkward. I apologize, but there are reasons.
Other
It's all
ghost.
part of it. I'm trying to keep to that more. I know last time I was just like, yeah, everyone knows everything, and I think it it kills the mystery somewhat.
Oh no, Delta Green has influenced you.
Ooh.
All right, so let's see. We should set up a base, like we mentioned. Do we have any kind of materials for fortifying this area if need be?
Just gonna look around.
Bar could answer that better, but the crawler is basically a mobile fortress as it is.
I mean, true. But I don't think. Well, I guess we could have everyone hold up in that if we need to. All right. So if we're making camp, then we should have the site close to the crawler, and we should have someone on top of the crawler with a lookout. we should get them a foldable chair. That's what they need. Do we have any kind of like a telescope or anything like that? I don't think we do. Glass is not, or that type of glass is not easily made at this time, right?
I don't.
I am almost positive you guys have had access to a telescope in the past, traveling across the desert before.
It's been 3 years. Who knows what happened to it?
I mean, go looking for it.
All right, guys, I'm gonna try to get an outpost set up, or I guess a lookout situation on top of the crawler, and then I guess you guys can set up the fire or something. Or probably shouldn't have. Well,
One person that I always answer their messages, like, message me now. I'm like, that's fine. I don't mind. So I'll always answer this person, but it's fine.
um, I'm
But
trying
yeah,
to.
there's. So you're trying to remember everyone who's here. Probably everyone that's here.
Well,
If you're making camp, or you're making camp just around the crawler, or wanna,
Yeah, that's my thought.
okay, it's probably the best. Like if you need to get a getaway, then you want to leave the crawler on a street it can actually navigate.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I'll try to find a telescope and a foldable chair for whoever wants to take a look out.
Folding
also
So
chair.
it just
probably
goes up to the
check
top of the crawler to
Yeah.
set up a lookout.
Like those like chairs that that like directors have like stereotypically. Try to find one of those.
I mean there are camp chairs. Not as we think of camp chairs. Field chair.
Okay, lawn
It's
chair.
there's probably that too. Knowing Mr. Barr, just straight up like those old type. They had the woven plastic.
yes.
Oh,
My
lawn
hope.
chair.
Oh yeah,
And there is a crane on top that gives some height advantage.
I'm trying to find something that's comfortable but not too comfortable to where someone can fall asleep in it.
So
Yeah,
lawn
that's an old lawn chair.
And Annalie is setting up cooking instruments, I guess, or equipment, so she
That
can feed
campfire.
everyone.
Okay.
Mr. Bunny Man, what do you do?
I used to be a mortician.
Hopefully you won't be practicing that today as he moves on.
Um,
It's not like you.
I
It's like you're no longer employed as a mortician. It doesn't mean you aren't still a mortician.
Okay, so we
I know
have some.
medical.
We have 2 doctors.
Well, now you have a third.
Well, no, you're the second one. Okay, both of
Oh.
you guys need to hang out with Sai. He is head injury prone.
Yes.
See, she gets
Okay.
it as he moves
Duly
on.
noted.
Uh,
Slightly
You
weak,
just
speaking of,
feel. You just you don't know how, but you just feel the sights of a rifle on you.
Oh, I know that feeling all too well. That
Hmm.
you see, you see him put his shield on his back and kind of shift it a little bit to make sure his head protected. Or the back of his head is.
Johnny Law.
Joke's on you. It's to the side.
Johnny Law kind of looks between everyone, decides on approaching Psy Mover, says, "Good day, citizen.
Good day.
Are you in charge?" That was me stuttering, not the robot. Sorry.
I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm fully in charge, but sometimes I do give some commands that are sometimes listened to, sometimes not.
It's just I could have
Is-
swore I just saw War Machine, and he's supposed to be dead. Happened to be traveling with someone like me who tends to prefer flamethrowers, would you?
Uh, it kind of depends on the head day.
The rest of him is here too?
Is there any particular reason?
Well,
Helios is just confused.
I would know him very well as they have been considered at large for the better part of 3 years now. But I do believe in these circumstances that the acts of which they were criminalized may be in need once more.
War crimes.
I doubt they are responsible for the current warmongering.
Not likely. They've been safely tucked away for about 3 years.
$3 years. Yes, there's something about that. Time travel, that's a thing.
Well, from what I understand, it is possible to. The only time travel I'm aware is possible is going forward. Not aware of.
So you were deactivated for 3 years. That I can understand. I spent 50 years deactivated one time. Dusted me out of the closet to do clerical work.
Unfortunately, living beings don't just get deactivated and then reactivate. But you could guess that's kind of how you could understand it. For us, it was instantaneous, and though it doesn't affect me that much, the members of our party that can age normally, they didn't age at all for that 3 year period.
Just amongst your traveling companions or two. Well, I guess they may have been forgotten now. Well-known criminals. But again, war, and I always believe their actions to be heroic, to be punished because some, or most really, of our kind decided to become, or were turned against. You know what I'm trying to say. Wait a minute. And he kind of squints and goes, now, War Machine and Blues over there, don't think I haven't noticed him. There's one thing, but that's one of the bad robots, and why is he strapped to. And he just sort of goes silent as he's rendered a little bit speechless at the sight of Anchor still kind of prancing around, spoiling for a bite.
Let's just say you tend to have a change of heart when the only people that show you compassion are the people you thought were your enemies.
Suppose, for the record, I don't consider any of you my enemy, though I am suspicious of. It's one of the ones that. A
I'm
lot can
talking
happen in
about him
300 years.
specifically.
A lot can happen in 300 years.
When we found him, he was. He didn't even have a power supply to call his own. He was hooked up to a base, hooked up to a facility. We had to pull the power core out of the facility, hook him up to it, and drag him and the power core out of the facility. Under the fear of constant attack. He had been abandoned.
Yep, that would do it. Well, I cannot speak for my companions, but I shall trust until trust is proved. As one should. I would hope one would, feel about Johnny Law.
Trust me, my fine fellow. The line of work that I've been in, you trust people for only as long as they prove to be trustworthy. So we are of agreement. I see no real reason to distrust you for now.
And it's when Kaba comes up and slaps the robot on the back. Says, "Of course you could trust this guy. He's Johnny Law, most dependable machine out there."
Fair.
Right. Helios. So far, like you've met these crazy people who've pulled your kebs out of the fire.
Yes.
Is there anything you would like to say to anyone? You want to approach anyone?
I've just been kind of standing around listening to what's been going on.
Taking it in, yes.
Yeah. I'm not sure what to do. Helios would probably pat, walk up and pat Kava on the back. Pretty much doing the same thing Kava did to Johnny Law, but going, yep, and this is Kava, one of the most trustworthy and law abiding detectives I know. Um
Ah,
Nice to meet.
detective.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
we all kind of were hanging around each other when the ship started firing down on everyone. That gentleman you were talking about earlier sounds very familiar. The pompous one who declared all of you guys, um, what was it?
Harris.
Terrorists? He said,
Nicholas Victor Fast.
I never got his name. He just kind of showed up and right before the guns started going.
If you, I don't know if I ever gave a very good description of him, but I would assume you would describe him to the party.
Yeah. I am a 6'9"
I meant
broad
I
shoulder.
meant Fast,
Oh,
but yes, describe yourself
oh,
too.
oh, yeah. A broad-shouldered rabbit dude in a basically business suit. Um, that for some reason has 3 holes just in the back of the suit that seem to be torn. Um, but let me actually look at our chat. I forget his what that dude's description. Because I think he was wearing a suit or something.
Very well dressed.
Yeah. You. I found the spot around it. Just trying to find the description in between all of the describing what's going on during the rally. The Pinot show. Oh, I think you. I don't think we actually
Oh, I
wrote
think it
his
was verbal, wasn't
description
it?
in. Yeah, it hit. We went into verbal.
Yeah, if you just say that if you describe him, or say you describe him, write something up that um you're pretty sure that that was Faust,
Yeah,
Mister. I can remember his name. See if I don't.
but from the description that you gave, very much fits this Vosk gentleman.
Oh. Do you know where he went?
Um, believe from what my understanding, back to the ships.
And these airships, were they normal airships or did they have a smooth exterior?
They were smooth. And the airships that came to rebel after they started attacking seemed to do damage at first, but quickly stopped doing damage. As if something was turned on to prevent the damage.
Oh, that adds some intrigue.
Because when the rebellion surprised them, they managed to shoot down a couple ships. But then after they realized the rebellion was there, their ships ceased taking damage.
Yay, you remember.
I remember some.
I actually like relying on memory more than notes because I feel it makes things more real. But as a DM, it's a bad habit to be in.
Same.
Sweet. Added that info out of nowhere, seemingly to you. Simover just pulls out a book and scribbles information down.
Oh
Sure
yeah.
does. Not his
Also,
book.
forgot to mention, Helios carries a satchel with him. It's mostly just a messenger bag. It has a bunch of notes and whatnot that he had on different um more the most recent jobs that he had going on, and just notes for the police and whatnot.
Guyver style. Is there a Swiss Army knife in satchel?
Probably. There's also a couple other things in the satchel.
Good, good.
That or
Lumi,
a like
what is your character up?
scalpel.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh no.
Lumi,
I hope they didn't fall asleep.
Lumi, wake up.
I think she fell asleep.
Okay, so
She don't ever wake someone up with that noise. Please promise me you won't use this power for evil.
so Anna's, you're setting up a fire or a stove, or what kind of cooking apparatus are you pulling out of your magic bag? Anna?
Is Anna also asleep?
Bulldog?
I'm here. Sorry, a little delayed.
You're
Listen.
fine.
Oh,
You know how when like people watch your Minecraft streams? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I do put people to sleep.
no, I was good. I'm just
Minecraft
relaxed.
streams.
Sorry, what was your
What
what was
what
the
what,
question?
what kind of cooking apparatus are your bag of tricks?
A stove, pots and pans, thinking about what I want to make, basically.
This is basically Merlin's bag from Sword in the Stone.
Yeah, basically.
I hope you've seen that movie. Otherwise, I'm sad.
I'll
I've
get
seen
around to it.
parts of it for me,
It's
so
on
I think I
I'm
Disney
know.
sorry for
Plus,
making you sad.
and I feel of classic Disney movies, everyone should see Sword in the Stone.
Agreed.
I mean, the
Anyway,
dude packs his entire house into a small little full top bag.
yeah, that's basically what mine is.
Yeah,
I can also go into it.
yeah. It's like it's
Oh
your
yeah, he
your
pulls it
apartment
out in
is
Kingdom
inside.
Hearts.
Your apartment is the bag.
Yeah. But Annalie also starts to chop up some vegetables as well as she takes things out.
Part of me is just imagining the bag from the Magical Beasts.
Yeah,
Just
it's kind of
walks
like a
into the
mix.
bag.
Yeah, it's like a mix of that. Yeah, so to speak. It's surprisingly light.
It's a bag of holding, except better.
Yeah.
Just have a
So,
normal bag.
yeah. So yeah, there you go. Answer your question.
Okay. As all this is on, what would you like to?
Some sort of. Can I help cooking? I'm not sure what happened last.
Do you need coffee?
It's okay. I'll make some coffee for you. Come on over and help me cook.
Oh yes, yes please.
And hands you um the coffee machine and stuff. So you can start making your own coffee as I continue to cook.
Ooh,
I thought this.
I would
Okay.
enjoy a
Yep.
cup of that. If you
It's a
wouldn't
very beat
mind.
up looking percolator, but
I set it up and then I turned to Helios and can I give Helios a big sniff?
A what?
Big sniff.
Good
Sniff?
grief.
yes.
Yeah. Well, you can sniff me.
No, that's okay. Lumi kind of comes.
Things that
This
are normal in an RPG session. Yeah, you can sniff me.
Lumi was setting up the machine.
Sure.
She turns to you. She leans in and kind of does this big sniffing motion, and she looks at you with like her bright red eyes, and she says, "You smell delicious." And then continues setting up the coffee.
Yes, wolf person.
So Annalise
Okay,
smells
I
yummy,
probably smell like a corpse, but okay.
or was that
No,
It,
it's
it
Helios?
is.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
no.
Helios smells
Helios,
yummy.
yeah, I probably smell like a corpse to you.
I changed nothing of the statement.
Okay, just letting you know.
Ron's probably better if I know this character.
But you okay if I have some coffee?
Yeah, here's a cup. Fill it up for yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really wish I would have been able to grab my French press before we left.
Yes, that would be helpful.
I miss it. It was nice.
Isn't it like made out of glass and burned yourself on it constantly? It's Kava speaking.
Well, yes, but it was still a really nice one. You did buy it for me.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm just saying that it might not have survived. You know, it's been a rough couple of weeks for us, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I still do miss my coffee. It helps.
Sai is going to go to the top of the crane on top of the crawler and look out and see what he sees.
Okay. Roll me 2d6. It's with wisdom.
So that's a 10 plus 1 for my wisdom. So 11.
Um, the area out around the town. You know, the town is in rough shape. The area around the town is also there are craters from your vantage point. You're like just the right angle to see if you past a couple buildings where you see the wreckage of some kind of airship out beyond the town. You do not see anything
Roughly
moving.
which direction?
Say west. I almost said north south. That don't make any sense. Northwest.
So northwest.
Yeah.
About how far?
It's a good maybe a kilometer beyond the outskirts of town.
Right.
Still awake, right?
Yup.
Yeah. I've been
Here,
trying
I'm here
Oh,
before.
Sorry.
Just a little slow.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's still early
My
yet.
C- my C drive has been I've been fighting to get space on it because I don't want to try to boot up my computer and it says it's all filled and drivers or the operating system won't work. So that's why I've been a little bit distracted, making sure that doesn't happen.
Just get more hard drives.
I have a lot of hard drives, but there are certain things that you can't move off of your C drive, and I would love to be able to change where the operating system is. But I don't know how to do that. I don't even know if you can.
The operating system is the C drive essentially.
Yeah, exactly. And it needs to have room. And I got it down
pretty
to
much
like almost
shouldn't.
14 gigs open.
Yeah, there's pretty much like unless you have a terabyte drive, you shouldn't have much of anything else on C drive these days. You should have a secondary hard drive for programs.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
Because of how
doing.
Windows updates. Alright, so
Exactly.
in making camp, just some stuff here. Settle and rest. You consume a ration, which is kind of moot. Get plenty of food. You're somewhere dangerous. You decide the watch order as well. If you have enough XP, you may level up. That's kind of moot because you're doing more of a milestone thing. When you wake from at least a few uninterrupted hours of sleep, heal damage equal to half your max HP. You don't necessarily need to sleep in this case, depending on how long. There's no short rest. There's make camp, then there's the recover action, which is you're deliberately recovering. And in making camp, you can heal damage equal to half your max HP, which I think should top everybody off. I don't know who all was injured.
I only lost 4 hit points.
Now I
I only
have to
lost
get
4 hit
fixed
points out of
because I'm a robot, right?
Somebody fix that robot. Never mind.
Well, I get it. I know what I said.
Right, that's what I was missing. Because
I don't think I have the skills for that.
How much
think
damage had you taken?
Well, I took one from falling down, apparently.
Yeah, that's just a regular maintenance action. I mean, Scrapper can help you with that. The cauldron
I think
won't open. It's like it's refusing to open. There's some power still in it. It is still powered on. It's more like something is making sure it remains locked. Perhaps a certain entity that wants to have a good talking to the person trapped inside. He doesn't seem to be in any danger. It's just not coming out right.
fair
Gotta
enough.
give the
Lamb.
cauldron a pat pat.
Leon, is there any way you can communicate to the thing inside in case we really, really, really need to get in there?
I, she's super angry. Can't understand. I mean, they just she just started to trust him, and then gone for years, and Scarlet left, and she's just really angry, and I wouldn't bother them right now.
Right, but like, what if, I don't know, gigantic purple worms come out from the ground and we need to get inside of there?
How would he be safer outside than inside?
I don't think. How big are these worms that you're imagining?
Saying, like, if you're concerned about his safety, it seems like he's in the safest possible
No,
he can be right
okay.
now.
I'm worried about everyone's safety. What if we need to get in there for safety reasons?
Won't all fit.
Oh, cauldron, not crawler.
Land is just like, there's only what? We won't all fit, boss. I suppose someone could sit in his lap, but that'd be kind of awkward.
I'm way too heavy for that. I'd break his legs. I forgot that Sparkle Butt was in there. I thought it was only in the crawler.
Sparkle Butt is pretty much, or Tinkle Butt, I forgot what it's called, but is basically attached to. She has another name. That's just what he calls her. So
Yeah, I can't remember what her actual name is. This is how call signs are made. So I don't want to be Sparkle Butt. Too bad, Sparkle Butt. Let's go.
Yeah, that's Mr. Barr.
pretty much.
Sorry,
I'm
guys,
an
I'm distracting
engineer.
the GM.
I'm an engineer. I get to make up your names.
That's how that works. That's absolutely how that works. Trust me, I'm an engineer.
I'm pretty sure that Bar has a fundamental misunderstanding of what being an engineer means.
You are remembering correctly.
Okay, cool.
But it is
cool.
literally part of his superpower, so that's one of his powers actually.
Yeah, TF2 engineers got nothing on him.
Staple, because I'm shuffling way too much. Grab my stapler. I can take y'all. Well, take the headphones. I have a long cord.
Long cord. Long cords are useful. So are
Do you think-
wireless.
I do
Wireless
think-
are also useful.
Do you think having paper rather than screens is going to help me a lot? Yay, printer.
Yay. Printer to the rescue.
Try my second favorite stapler.
What's your first favorite stapler?
Gifted it to someone.
Oh.
I'm not counting the arrow, although I do need to fix my replacement arrow, but not counting that one because it's a special case. But this is my favorite stapler. Bates 88.
Ooh.
P for pocket, as you can tell.
Does it have like turbo? Is it a diesel engine? What type of suspension you got on that bad boy?
Spring.
Oh, perfect. Do you imagine if cars had spring suspension, but like straight up and down?
Boing.
Like to yeah.
Boing, boing, boing.
You,
All the way down the road.
you hit a bump and you just start jumping.
They had a spring leaf suspension. Completely jammed it because I didn't act with enough confidence.
Oh, like Helios earlier.
Song.
Never jammed this thing before in my life. That's new
And now it's
experience.
jamming.
Yeah, because I didn't, click it with confidence. I just barely pushed on it, so it only half loaded the staple.
Oh, yeah, I've done that before.
By the way,
It's a
if your stapler, keep bending staples, trying to staple
Yeah.
something, don't blame your stapler. You just buy better staples. Staples, they cost $1 more. Don't abuse your poor stapler.
Good to know. I have one, and it's like really old, and I need to replace it.
Old is good.
I don't.
I have 17 staplers. They're all old.
Okay.
They
What
don't
do you
make them like they
qualify
used
as
to.
old for a stapler?
I may have a collection in
Um,
staples.
yeah, for mine, it's the really heavy like metal kind, and
That's what you
it's
want.
like brown and light brown, kind of like the standard looking one.
Describe most of
I
my
just
collection.
Yeah, so it's it's not made of plastic for sure. So
Gotcha.
metal, yeah.
A good one. Why would you replace
Yeah.
it?
Well, I don't know. It's heavy, and for traveling wise, it's not good. I don't know.
Just find one of these.
Also, I would love to apply the phrase "they don't make them like they used to" when referring to clanners versus inner sphere people.
Say Steamborgs, but
No, they don't make Steamborgs at all.
for an illegal being, you're illegal just for existing. What's that like? How does it
Yeah,
feel?
what else is new?
Does it make you more empathetic?
No. Blue's a monster inside. He's not actually a monster. He's just a child that hasn't had the chance to realize he's a child soldier.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It's pretty bad. This is.
I'm just a kid. I'm just, wiped out an entire division, but I'm just a kid.
I'm just a kid who had to
Attack
kill
on Titan.
all of my siblings. How's your day?
Still sounds like Attack on Titan.
I mean, you were
I haven't seen
didn't-
it.
clearly you haven't managed to actually kill all of them. So there's that. At least you know that there's at least one of them out there.
All right, fine.
Two,
I've
really,
killed a large
'cause-
majority of my
'cause
siblings.
it's Maverick.
Yeah.
As far as you know, I mean, as far as you know, you got another brother that's still out there.
Listen, I have not killed Anchor, but he's dead to me, so I count it.
Oh,
Freaking Steamborg, T-Rexosaurus monstrosity. I wanted a pet Steamborg robot T-Rexosaurus.
Just checking. This is in character, right?
No,
sort of.
Kind of, sort of, maybe.
his like arms folded, mumbling this. I wanted to have a.
Just like, what the huh?
All right, that's out of the way. What am I missing? You guys took camp. I was gonna try to have a shorter session today. That's why I'm trying to I don't think I'm out of what I planned, but
Oh, the soccer game. You're forgetting the soccer game.
There's something.
Remember how we've been playing this for like the last 2 years? How can you forget the most important part of the story? I don't know if you guys know this, but this is all like a lead up to like a soccer tournament that's gonna save the world.
Totally.
The tournament arc.
Yeah, the tournament arc. Um, I would prefer tournament arc to a dungeon crawl though. Both as a DM and as a player, I would prefer tournament arc to a dungeon crawl.
Dude, I 100% want to do a tournament arc. And I know how I would do it and what system I'd do it in. It would be Planet Hulk style for sure. Which, if you guys haven't seen the animated movie Planet Hulk, I highly recommend it. One of the best Marvel things ever.
Okay.
Beta Ray Bill shows up instead of Thor. You don't see Thor the entire time, and Beta Ray Bill gets to be there.
Gotcha. Okay.
I find it hilarious that Thor has been voice acted for the animation for almost by the same person every time.
Oh yeah,
And it's a the dude who plays in Critical Role.
really
Uh-huh.
Actually, new.
He's I think the CEO of Critical Role.
interesting.
Matthew Mercer.
No,
No. Big broad dude. He played Grog.
Okay, that makes more sense.
yeah,
He also played I forget the character's name, but the first half of the campaign he was a warlock of a sea monster. I think Cthulhu. I can't remember exactly. But he ended up forgoing his pact with the losing his warlock abilities.
made a mistake.
He told the thing to go fuck itself, basically.
I'm telling you, that's a mistake.
We could refrain. I do like
Sorry.
my stream clean. It's okay. I just want to remind. Got out of hand.
It was also, if I remember correctly, during a time when a cleric of a mischievous god was trying to do Traveler Con. Come here, hey. Because I think it was on the same island that I think his name was Ford. That sounds right.
I don't know. I don't really listen to much Critical Role. I've listened to a bunch of other ones, but that's not one of the ones I've got around to.
I used to watch a lot of it. I haven't recently.
They did a Doom special when Doom Eternal was coming out, and that was pretty awesome. But aside from that, I was like, eh. Although I did finish the first season of Adventure Zone, and it made me cry. It is so good.
There's a cat. Sorry, I just glanced up and was like, oh, feline.
This is
My
Hudgate.
cat's probably sleeping on my bed.
As cats do.
Marge and Kitty.
We have one cat on the tall cat bed, and I don't know where the other one is. She might be in the
I'm
bathtub.
so good at making cat noise. I have to chat with this one.
I honestly
Enough.
can't.
Marge is
the other
lying
thing
on
I
my
had.
bed.
Awful. You guys met up. You made camp. You didn't have another combat plan. I know that. Do you mind being a little early today on ending? Hang out a little
That's
bit.
fine.
Catch up
Yeah.
on some other things. I would like to talk about the setting a little bit. That might be now.
Sure.
Some of you are new to it,
That would be helpful.
right? I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, and I'll do that.
Sounds good.
Right back. Hi, I'll be right back.
Alright, well, while he's gone, I'm gonna scratch the itch of watching the cowbell skit. Because I've been getting really into Blue Oyster Cult, and that is the song that they use for that skit. Well, I mean, they use "Don't Fear the Reaper," which is by them. Anyways, same thing.
Also, just random note, but when dinner does get served, Helios will be saying that he is fine.
As in, like, not hungry?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Making sure I understood.
Back.
Yes, hello.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Hello.
See here. So the setting of Machina, Rosa, Gothika. We're in episode 3. Good time to introduce the setting, right? That's how shows work.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is that the scene? Yeah,
Mm,
that works.
First,
So
we have to get them hooked. Then we release the insanity on them.
exactly.
Yeah, basically.
The town you're in is Dusty Hollow. It was in the previous season. It was one of the first locations. I think it was where you guys all met up at.
Yes, that's where we all met up.
It's a typical like Western town, like Old West type town.
Okay.
Except instead of horses drawing carriages, there's steam power. And in fact, you can see the sheriff's carriage is smashed to pieces in front of the sheriff's office. But it's what's left of it is there.
Okay.
However, that's saying, whenever we speak of steampunk, we always say it's Victorian era, right? Well, Victorian
Yeah.
era and Old West era are the same era. So depending where you go, you might run into more of a Victorian thing. And yet, there's also, uh, thanks to, good technology, there is more advanced place as well, such as Prism City, which is fairly, I don't want to say modern, because it's very much it's like a fantasy modern. Like they had every luxury, and things were great there. Also meant that it was very much full of corrupt politicians and daggers in the dark.
Fair. Okay.
So in this world lives all manner of beings. It's like pretty much in any fantasy race you might think of, if you or maybe even extraterrestrial. Cook, you have been working with, Annalie, is
Yes.
perhaps not from this planet,
Okay.
but it's hard to tell because she speaks strangely and tells a lot of jokes. She was held captive for her culinary skills, and is pretty much her way of dealing with the trauma of all that is to be silly. So
Well, humor is definitely, and being silly is definitely helps with that kind of stuff. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
you're fine. I'm typing. So that means that because of that, you have all manner of different ways of thinking, is what's led to the more technology going in unexpected ways. 300 years prior to this, there was a war known as the Purge War. It's where basically the end result of that war, it wasn't known as Purge War when they were fighting it. The end result of that war was to do a magical, or to purge magic. So all manner of like magical beings were wiped out almost instantly. And it much greatly reduced the ambient, the background magic of the world. So people like Mover, for instance, prior to Purge War, he would have been like 10 times more potent than he is now. Emmeline,
That would explain a thing or two.
Captain Emmeline would have been absolutely terrifying, but there's also like that was a more common thing. So as magic was wiped out, and the old ways of processing steam were through like magical wisps, most of them are dead. There's one survivor that's in the cauldron. A more simplified wisp versus Lan, who is with blues, very much bound together. You cannot leave. And so it's like it's not like there's no magic. One of you can actually access magic a little bit. It has
Okay.
had done to great effect during a particularly chaotic battle. But yeah, the world is kind of, it's like the world's moved on, but the people in it haven't realized it yet. So the corrupt are still the corrupt, the downtrodden are still being downtrodden, and even though the world is kind of dying, no one's really paying attention to that. That's kind of the backdrop going on. So you'll find lots of like decayed ruins next to posh city centers, and who knows what's in the depths of Prism City and other cities like it. Lugard is imagine
Helios remembers some weird things from underneath the city.
I can imagine. So imagine if after the United States had spread, Louisiana Purchase. Imagine if the government just collapsed and the population was reduced to about a tenth of what it was. There's vast amount of land, distances between places, and not really the infrastructure to manage all of it, but yet, it's not like there's the people to just set up a whole bunch of new kingdoms. So the government of Lugard, they still see themselves, they're the Great Council. They see themselves very much, we're in charge of all of it, and in belief, they believe they're in charge of the entire world. As most despotic rulers do. So that is, already you got some seeds for revolution sown in there. And then the level of tyranny has a sharp uptick. And old heroes realize, hey, yeah, we better start organizing. That's what Captain Emmeline started forming her pirate band. She already had a group of people, but it was more like pirate in name only. It's like the old pirate, more of an affection than a reality. But it became a bit more of a reality. She's kind of a crusader who would go around and find people that are, they're in captivity and shouldn't be. I'm going to rescue them. That's what makes up majority of her crew.
Okay.
You guys, you're affiliated, but you aren't part of the crew. I mean, Anna Lee is, but it's you're kind of your own thing because you aren't airship pirates, well, most of you.
Yeah, the captain had a very interesting way to meet up with me. All the mirrors.
Okay then.
Part of vampires is we can travel through shadows.
So
You fill the entire room with mirrors and light. Guess what there isn't?
A shadow.
or you fill a room no light at all. You have to have light to have a shadow.
Hmm.
Yeah, darkness and shadow are two different things.
So that's more or less the setting. I liken it. It's steampunk. It's gothic. It's fantasy. There's a little bit of sci-fi elements thrown in there. Most things, like I keep saying, Blues is a cyborg. He's not really a cyborg. It's magic based rather than computer based. That's why he's a steamborg.
Gotcha.
Robot
Like
is
a
interchangeable
warforged.
because robots existed before computers, so that I can get away with. Calling something a robot. Leonardo da Vinci built robots.
And because robots are illegal for the most part, we generally are in disguise.
Well, you're hiding a lot. You might say you're a chicken.
No, I was gonna go with robots in disguise, but robot chicken's okay too.
Also, because I'm me, I constantly end up borrowing from other things to.
Like today, we got the worst drilling device ever.
Like previously, we
Uh,
we had bad guys that were dispensed via Pokeballs, so
I
except
think I think
that was
I think
far
they're
less lethal
legally.
than it could have been because someone got like 3 lucky headshots in a row. Oh.
Stun, called shot, head.
Yeah.
Stun, called shot, head.
Uh,
Uh, all right.
and as for I know it's been a month. I've had plenty of time to prepare. Except I haven't, and I'm sad because I had ideas and things. But I don't want to shortchange you guys, which is I do a lot off the cuff, but I have a plan. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You plan? No, say it isn't so.
But I do think, getting a little bit of recap, we now have the full party together. So that's kind of, and it's kind of special.
Yeah, that is true.
I do want to point out though, as things settle here, I want to start pushing a bit more of the play-by-post. I might do that this week. If you aren't one that checks Discord regularly, don't worry. There's plenty of things your character can be doing. You don't need to detail it, but if you do, and if you just want to get something going, start an interaction. Feel free.
Okay.
And where does that go? The party PBP?
Yeah, party
Mhm.
PvP. I will. I
Okay.
might occasionally say, hold on this. I want this to be in session. But for the most
Okay.
part, the whole idea behind restarting this, in order to keep momentum going, was to incorporate a bit more play by post. We did that in the beginning, and it really just brought the level up. And because I can't run every other week, I think it'll help keep momentum up. We can get over that bit of awkwardness at the beginning, like, oh, I haven't seen you guys in a month. What have you been up to? It's great to catch up, but it's
At the same time.
better to building friendships in the meantime. Also a great
Agreed.
way to workshop things because posts can be edited.
True.
As we get into that more, I may be starting a session with recapping it for the benefit of the recording. And then the other thing I should mention, it's a good time to do that, is if we ever have a point where people, you want to do something, we don't have something scheduled or there's not enough people. I am working out a side story system, which would be mostly pre-made characters. They're glorified NPCs, basically. So that kind of takes
Okay.
a lot of pressure off. So if you're interested, people are on, man, I want to do something. My friends are on, let's hang out. Let's do something. Then we can do that. I'm gonna be borrowing heavily for those, but you might know some of the plots as you get into it. It's like, wait a minute, I've seen this somewhere before. But it's just a way to kind of help flesh out the world more, keep the interaction going, and keep people connected. I think that's my biggest power RPGs have, I believe, is bringing people together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sounds
that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, I say shorter, but we actually have run 3 hours, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
That was always also part
Yeah,
of the plan.
we started a half hour late though because the first half hour was just chatting. So
I always count that.
Okay.
because it's important to the process.
It's scheduled chit chat.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those. Not every session is gonna go on for hours, and due to schedules, I don't want to set up something that's so big it can't be resolved in 1 or 2 sessions because there's a month to do them.
Yeah, that's true.
The same reason why I don't like doing dungeon crawls. Technically, we're only in the dungeon for a week, maybe, but it took a year to play through.
Yeah.
I do like a more episodic format. Not saying we won't have events that stretch. Those are important too. You gotta have your 2-parters. Last time on Machina, Rosa, Gothika, our heroes were in a pickle. No, really, it's a giant pickle.
but we're going to be using the play by post more often now.
Yeah, just going forward because I think it'll help also set up each session. I can also manage doing personal background information things a little better. I think that's important.
Yeah.
I want the sessions to be more focused on what the group's doing, kind of thing. And
Gotcha.
also, any feedback, any criticisms, feel free to tell me. Verbally, through a message, whatever. I'm not going to ever be offended by it. You're my friends. So, just want to bring that up.
Okay.
You just feel like, I think this would work better going in a different direction, character arc or something. Yeah, absolutely. Help me. Help me help you. Because I'm
Sounds
I build the world around players. I know a lot of DMs like to build this whole thing, and it's not really a sandbox for people to play in. It's very much a structured model train set. Oh my gosh, why are you running the train the wrong way? I don't like that. You
Yeah.
guys decide you're gonna do something crazy, I'm gonna work with it. I do need to get previous recordings from last season from people who have it, because I am still. I had a thick notepad that I lost. There's relevant information I need. And I can't remember it because it was like 2.5 years.
So
I know you have some, and I don't know if Arrow does, but I'll be hitting you guys up, send you Dropbox info.
all right, sounds good.
Finally, there is, like, I'll be traveling in April or May. Was it May? May, first part of May.
I think it's May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But you need to tell me what times, so that way I can schedule time off.
yeah, I would like to schedule a session for that week where I could possibly have 4 people involved in the same room. Would be fun. So
Oh.
even if it's we do like a side thing, still would like to do something. Get that many of us together all that often.
True. The other
Gosh.
thing is that if you wanted to do a side thing, that's when we could like introduce like our side characters, and that'd give me more time to actually figure out which one I want to do, because I have so many ideas. But I do love the idea of a pompous knight who is a tiny like Dragon Quest slime.
That could be fun. All things
But
are possible.
I know that's the problem. You gave me too many options.
Adaptation. Well, yeah.
Can I be this thing? Can I just make this my character?
I always believe that RPG is at their best. It's interactive storytelling. It's what people used to do around campfires. We get the dice involved now, but
And we have to make up a bunch of rules because one person decided to just draw a gun in every scene.
Okay,
only one.
honestly, you can let that down. You can let that go. It only happened once.
Wait, what do you think I was referencing?
You know, last season.
No, I was making a reference to like basically the only reference I have to pull off of from The Office. They were doing like improv training, and the boss just like every time was like, then I pull out a gun, and they're like, what? No, that didn't make any sense for the scene. Like things were going fine. He was like, yeah, but what's more interesting and exciting and like more impactful than a gun? And they're like, yeah, but like that's not the point. And then he does this like 3 times as late. And then he was like, they were like, you're not allowed to like, and he was like, getting into other people's like skits they were doing. He's like, you're not allowed to choke, you're not allowed to have a gun. And then like it's his turn again. He walks up and like whispers something to the person, and they like put their hands up. And he was like, what did he tell you? He was like, told me he had a gun and I had to go with him. Oh, let me see if I can find it.
The only thing that I currently have set travel wise is January, February, March, April, May, June 3rd through the 8th, which might end up going till the 10th or 11th.
play it by
Other
ear.
than that,
Play it by ear.
I ain't got much going on except for I'm moving this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
fun.
much at all.
Moving
And the best part
closer.
is I don't know where I'm going yet.
Minor
You're
inconvenience.
maybe moving closer.
Further somehow. I don't know how much further you can get, but
Guam.
that would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
military?
And I may be traveling the beginning of April to see my sister in Virginia, but that
Yeah.
is to be. So
Any scheduling
Oh,
things can
nice.
work out. I only brought up the traveling I was doing is like there have to be 4 of us within reaching
oh, okay,
distance.
gotcha. Okay, I didn't
No,
know like
it's good to know. It's good to know.
Oh yeah.
And then I don't know, maybe we'll kidnap Paragor for that session.
I don't have anything super planned until kind of October. We have something planned, but other than that, not really.
And resin roads, but
That's
There's
August,
not-
not
airsoft
October.
field that
I
I
know,
really
it's
want
like
to go
if
to that's in Virginia.
if the scheduling doesn't work out, people to meet on any other weekend other than Resin Rose weekend, then we're just not doing anything in August. It's just all how that go.
Yeah. October, I'm having a honeymoon.
Ah.
So you can't have me when we're doing that, unfortunately for you.
What, your partner doesn't want to
Fine,
share
be
the
that way.
time?
I see how it is.
I mean, but what better way to spend that Saturday morning?
Exactly. Lay in bed with cuddles,
Are,
playing
you,
some
are you
D&D.
telling me you aren't going to have dice with you?
I mean, I will probably have dice with me, but that's beside the point.
Like, how dare you?
Yeah, they might have some opinions about me, just like, yeah, we're gonna, like, cancel our plans for this morning because I'm gonna play MRG. Have fun without me. Yeah, no, I would probably get in trouble for that.
It would be pretty. You
Nah.
gotta put your priorities straight here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end
When
this
you were like, the
stream
session should be for people, like the group, I'm like, oh, so Lyra shouldn't walk off next time?
now. No, that's fine because that was happening here. It's not like you're not. I'm not splitting between 5 different locations, and you know what I mean. Like that was very much something that happened now that was noticed that that made sense. So ending stream now.